everyone, welcome back to another perfume video. I hope you're doing well. So in today's video, as you can see here, we have a big group of perfumes and I'm going to be showing you which ones from this group I'm going to be actually having a break from. So this isn't going to be like a declutter. I'm not actually going to be decluttering these from my collection at this point. What I'm going to do is just put them away out of sight for a wee while, if you know what I mean, and then I'll come back to them maybe in a month or so. I haven't quite decided when I'll come back to them, but I know that I want to just take a break from them for the time being, just to kind of see if I miss them, and then when I come back to them I will kind of reassess and see how I feel towards the fragrances and see if I enjoy using them again. As you can probably guess, these perfumes that I'm going to be taking a break from are perfumes that I've not been loving recently. These will either be perfumes that I've just simply not been reaching for, or they might be perfumes that when I have actually worn them, I've not been enjoying them quite as much. So those are kind of the main reasons, but of course when I show the perfumes I'll go into like more of the reasons why. But anyway, before we get started, get yourself comfy. Grab yourself a wee drink if you would like to. Today I am sipping on some lovely Earl Grey tea with some milk and sugar in this lovely, relatively new mug of mine actually. It's got a nice Morris & Co design on there with pink, which I really like. And with all that being said, let's get started with the perfumes. Okay, so the first perfume I'm going to be taking a break from is actually my Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum version from Dior. This one right here. This is a really stunning fragrance actually, and for a while I tried to like persevere with it and I tried to like appreciate it, you know, and just wear it more and things like that, but it is a perfume that I actually find quite difficult to wear. It has a very serious mood, you guys, and let me know what you think of this one if you've tried it. But to me, it has an almost somber mood just because it's so heavy, it's very like dramatic, it's almost kind of gothic in nature, like it has this very, very intense mood about it. And for that reason, I don't find this one to be a particularly easy perfume to actually wear. I don't find myself gravitating towards it. It's definitely not an easy reach, like at all. And I do tend to prefer my easy reach perfumes, you know, ones that I don't have to think too much into wearing, perfumes that I just feel naturally drawn to and comfortable in, you know. Those are the kind of fragrances I tend to wear the most, but this one is definitely not like an easy reach at all. I'm kind of annoyed by that actually, because this is a really stunning fragrance. I mean, the concept of this, the look of the bottle, you know, it's very, very dramatic. It leaves a lasting impression. It's really stunning, you guys. I would even recommend it to you, you know, like it is a really stunning scent. It's just one that I feel like I need to take a break from and just kind of remove it from my collection temporarily and come back to it and see if I will have like a renewed appreciation for it later on. Main notes include licorice, jasmine. You also have the hint of vanilla in here. There's a kind of spiciness to this fragrance. You have the almond as well. To me, the licorice is really quite strong in here, with the jasmine as well and the almond. The vanilla, I would say, is pared back. It's not as strong in here as it is in the Eau de Toilette, and this one is not nearly as easygoing. Like, this is a very serious version of this fragrance, whereas the Eau de Toilette, which I actually have over there, that one is a much more easygoing, comfy, comforting, like creamy, milder sort of version of a vanilla kind of nutty sort of scent, if that makes sense. And this one is just much more serious, dark. I want to say smoky almost, like it's just a very dark mood. Let me know in the comments if you know where I'm coming from with this one. But like I say, it's a really beautiful one, very gothic. It's the kind of fragrance I would imagine like a vampire to own and to wear. Like, it's really quite cool. But I am going to be taking a break from this, unfortunately, just because I've not been wearing it. Whenever I have worn it, I've not particularly enjoyed it because it's felt like a very, very somber mood. So I am going to be putting this one away temporarily and then revisiting it in the future. So that is Hypnotic Poison, the Eau de Parfum from Dior. It's going away in my wee pink basket. This is new actually, I quite like it. It's really cute. The colour of it is really nice. But all of the perfumes I'm taking a break from, they're all going to go in here throughout the video. So that's the first one there. The next fragrance in my wee collection that I'm going to be taking a break from is Fantasy Intense from Britney Spears. Now, this is a perfume that I absolutely loved when I first purchased it, you guys. Some of you might remember if you watched like my haul when I first mentioned this fragrance. I was completely over the moon with it. I really, really enjoyed it for quite a long time after I purchased it, actually. Like for, you know, a month or so after I purchased this, I was wearing it a lot. I was really enjoying it. But these days, I don't know if my nose has suddenly been able to pick up on something, or if it's like something to do with the change in temperature, like the weather. I really don't know what it is, but I've suddenly been able to pick up on like this strong patchouli smell in here that I just didn't really get at first, you know. And I know this is the intense version, and I know that the patchouli is amped up in here. That was kind of the whole point of this, I think, like to differentiate it. But yeah, like I say, I didn't really pick up on that at first, and recently I have been, and I think that strong earthy patchouli, like heavy nature to this, combined with the fact that it's just very sweet overall, very fruity, quite intense, you know, as you would probably imagine. I just find it kind of nauseating sometimes, to be honest, and I've not been loving it. It's just not a fragrance that I've found that easy to wear. I found it to be very heavy, intense, kind of sickly, just with that strong patchouli nature to it. It's just a fragrance that I'm going to take a break from and come back to, particularly as, like I said at the start, I was wearing this a lot, and I'm just thinking, you know, I might have even overdone that, to be honest. I did wear this like a lot of the time in the first month of owning it and things like that, and I feel like maybe I just overdid it. I'm not quite sure, you guys, but certainly these days I've not been loving this one, and it's a real shame because the bottle's really pretty. I love that like pink colour. I mean, how pretty is that, you guys? I do really like the bottle. I like the concept of it. I like the fact that it's a nice, sweet, flirty, like feminine date night sort of scent. I really do like that about it. But like I say, I've just picked up on something to this that I didn't notice at first, and I've just found it like a bit too much these days. So it's going to go away in my basket. What I might do in a month or so is revisit this group of perfumes and just kind of decide what I'm going to do with them, because I really don't want to rush into a declutter, actually, because I went through a phase a while back where I was decluttering a lot of my perfumes, and then I actually like regretted it. Like there were quite a few perfumes that I wish I'd held on to, so I don't want that to happen again, like particularly with, for example, my Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum there. Like that's such a good perfume. I just don't think I'd want to actually get rid of it, but I definitely want to take a break from them, if that makes sense. So that's those two first of all in the basket. The next perfume I am going to be taking a wee break from is Montale's Mukhallat here, and this probably won't come as a huge surprise to some of you because I have mentioned this. I think in my last video, actually, I mentioned that I was kind of struggling with this one a bit. Now, again, this is a really beautiful, unusual perfume. It has like a lot going on in there. Well, to be fair, I don't think there are too many notes, but the way it smells to me, like it smells quite interesting and intriguing, complex. So it's a very unusual fragrance. The notes in here are strawberry, almond, peru balm, musk, vanilla. And overall, it's a very sweet perfume, quite musky, maybe slightly balsamic, kind of cloudy, very thick, very heady, you know. It's that kind of a fragrance, just extremely potent, you know. And I found this one like kind of difficult to wear recently. I've just not known where to wear this. And I think it's time I took a wee break from it and just came back to it later on. It is a really good one. Like, it's unlike anything else I've ever tried. It kind of reminds me of plastic. I've heard a few people mention that this smells like those strawberry shortcake dolls or something like that. I've never actually come across those before, so I wouldn't know for sure, but I've heard a few people mention things like that, you know. So it's a very interesting and somewhat nostalgic, dreamy kind of fragrance. So it is really interesting, like I keep saying, but I'm gonna take a break from it, you guys, just because I've not been wearing it. It's the kind of fragrance that when you spray it, you're really committing to that perfume, you know, because it doesn't wear off for a long time. It's extremely strong. So if you're gonna make it your scent of the day, like, you better be ready for it. You know, you know what I mean? It's just extremely strong. So I'm gonna take a break from this one. I hope that I will like grow to enjoy it again, because again, this was a fragrance that when I first purchased it, I got some really good use out of it. I really enjoyed wearing this one. But I think maybe again, I've just like overdone it. I don't really know. But I'm gonna take a break from this one. It's just a very intense, intoxicating fragrance, almost in like an overbearing kind of way, if you know what I mean. Just with that strawberry note as well. And like, yeah, it's a really good one, but I'm taking a break from it. So that's Montale Mukhallat, going into my wee basket there. Next up today we have Mariah Carey's M, this fragrance here. Now this is one that I'm gonna take a break from it for now. I think I did kind of want to start wearing it more come the springtime, because I do feel like this would be a nice springtime scent, but for some reason I'm just kind of a bit maybe bored of it. I don't know what it is, but I'm just kind of tired of this one. It's not really been inspiring me. It's not been a fragrance that I've wanted to reach for necessarily. So I do feel like I would benefit from just having a break from it, coming back to it later, smelling it again afresh and things like that. So I am going to take a break from this one. Let me know what you think of this one, actually, if you've tried it. Sometimes I think it's really good, and other times I'm kind of just disappointed by it. Like, it's quite interesting for a celebrity scent, like it's quite unusual, and it has that interesting marshmallow, seawater, pillowy, slightly powdery nature to it, with the like incense note and amber and things like that, and tiare flower. Like, it's quite an interesting perfume. So sometimes I'm like pleasantly surprised by it, but then other times I'm just sort of bored of it. Like, it feels quite light, even though it has those heavier notes in there. But let me know what you think of this one. Do you like it? Do you think it's really good for a celebrity scent, or do you think it's kind of lackluster? I'd be interested to hear what you think. When I do revisit this one, I might try and layer it with something, or maybe try out a few layering combinations with it or something like that. But that is Mariah Carey's M, another one I will be taking a break from, not necessarily decluttering from my collection, but it's one that I want to like revisit later and hopefully appreciate a little bit more next time. And next up today is one that might very well surprise some of you. So the next perfume I'm going to be taking a break from is actually Alien Fusion, believe it or not. And the reason for that, I think, is just because this one is so balsamic and it has an almost like slightly tangy nature to it. And this is not the kind of fragrance that I've been drawn to recently. Like, recently, I suppose I could do a separate video on that, you know, the perfumes I've been loving lately. It's been more the sort of like milder, creamier, like powdery, sweet, florally kind of fragrances. And this is quite a punchy scent, I suppose. Like, it's kind of like Alien, but sweeter and more balsamic with like a warmth to it. So it's quite a punchy fragrance, I would say, overall, compared to the types of scents that I've been wearing recently, if you know what I mean. Like, I've just not really been in the mood for this type of scent. And actually, the few times that I have worn this recently, I have found it like a little bit on the sweeter side for my preference at the moment. I'm not drawn to my like super sweet perfumes just now, I don't think. Sometimes I prefer this over the original Alien because it's a bit sweeter and like softer, but at the moment I would say I'm definitely like more drawn to just the original Alien DNA, just to kind of sum it up for you. This one is very sweet, very balsamic. It has that warmth like in there from the spice. It's just not something I've been drawn to at all, you guys, and I feel like I would benefit from having a break from this again, like just coming back to it afresh. I suppose the other thing with this one, you know, as we're moving more towards spring, I don't know if this necessarily reminds me very much of spring. I think it would be more like a softer, just more easygoing, powdery, like floral, maybe floral gourmand type of scent that I would be more drawn to for spring. And this one to me, it's like a bit heavier, it's got a bit more attitude about it, it's got that strong balsamic twist with the kind of warmth from the spice and that alien DNA, so it's got like a bit of attitude about it, this one, and that's just not the kind of fragrance that I've been drawn to. So I do kind of want to take a break from Alien Fusion. So that one is Alien Fusion from Mugler, a fragrance that I absolutely love, but I am going to be taking a break from it just now. So I'm just going to pop that one in here with the others. So there we have it. Those are my 5 perfumes that I'm actually going to be taking a wee break from, you guys. So we have Hypnotic Poison, the Eau de Parfum, Fantasy Intense from Britney Spears, Montale Mukhallat, Alien Fusion, and Mariah Carey's M in there. So I'm going to put those away actually, so they're not in my collection. Like I'm actually going to put them away out of sight for a wee while until I decide to come back to them, but I'm not sure when that'll be exactly. So there we have it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if there are any perfumes that you kind of want to take a wee break from. Like I said earlier, I just want to do it this way so I'm not decluttering things and then regretting it later on, because that's never nice, is it? And I'm pretty sure, like, there's a lot here, like Alien Fusion in particular. I'm pretty sure I would never want to declutter that one. In fact, I know I wouldn't, because I do really like it. I just kind of want to have a break from it. And yeah, there's a few here that I haven't quite decided about decluttering, but I'm hoping that by the time I revisit them, I will feel like a lot more decided, and I'll have a clearer mind about it, and things like that. And I'm hoping, like, to be honest, I'm just hoping that I'll appreciate them a bit more and I'll want to keep all of them, but you never know. So that's the perfumes there. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a wee thumbs up to let me know that you liked it, and you can click the subscribe button below so that you'll never miss a future video of mine. I do post every week, usually every Wednesday and Saturday. So thank you again for watching, take care, and I can't wait to see you again very soon on my next video. Bye!